And we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Philippines. Hello, Cebu. Hello, everybody, the big picture community, and everyone's out there that's watching the show. Hi, Dave. It's been
It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But yeah, so this is episode 50, and we will help
52.
Yeah, 52 rather. We
Episode-
welcome you to the Big Picture Philippines, where we help you see
Think and act big.
And we have a wonderful guest today.
Yes, we're so excited to talk to you, and then share your thoughts to our guests. So, guys, our guest for today is a marketing, I would say, marketing expert, and he'll be talking in an event called the Marketing Collective Series Workshop Series, right? And today we'd like to, give a really good, introduction, but at the same time give you value with respect to, not just marketing but life in general, because that's what the big picture is for. We want to help you guys rise to the next level of your life, right? And so today, our guest will share, his story and bits and pieces of what's coming up for Marketing Collective. Hi, Hector. How are
Hello.
you?
Yeah, hello Cebu. Hello Joe, Dave. Yeah, thanks for having me here in the big picture.
Yes.
Yes.
Our pleasure. Yeah. Hector, just to fill in, a lot, for our audience to get to know you better. Can you give a brief, just quick, background, a little bit of life story, and how did you come up to, be
are
the
now.
person that you are now?
All right. Well, actually, I'm a fine arts graduate, and then I shifted career when events management was just booming in the Philippines way back, I think, 2000, 2001. So I was included in the first batch of people who were doing events. So there were no wedding coordinators before and all. So we were the first batch who did the big events across the Philippines. It was then that I started going up the marketing ladder. Yeah, so I learned all the more or less the branches.
What year was this? Just to give like a little bit of
Around I
context.
think 2000 2001 something towards that era,
Okay.
the start of the new millennium.
Right. So just to give more information to our guests, like
Yeah.
what were your degrees like in fine right? And fine
Yeah, I
arts,
was
and then
I
how did, like, can you give us like like kind of a timeline, like, and then a little bit of motivation also, why did you pursue
sure,
the
sure.
events side of things?
It's actually just like an accident, something like that. Well, I graduated fine arts, major in industrial design. That's basically product design and development. But I'm still actually active in that. In fact, I'm the one of the marketing officers of the National Council of Industrial Designers of the Philippines, and we do events together with DTI. But then, way back then, when I was younger.
You're still young.
Yeah, when I was younger, I didn't see the a good pay, if I may say, a good pay doing the doing
The fine
those
arts,
things
the industrial design
in
side.
the designing realm,
Right.
something like that. I've been a designer of hockey gloves.
Mhm.
I've been a designer of fame export quality products and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Yeah. So, but then it doesn't actually add up to the bank. It doesn't
Sure.
fill up
Yeah.
your pockets. So, I discovered marketing. I discovered advertising. I discovered events management, and I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun because it's how I remember before when I was in high school. I was just collecting some some portraits, some advertising of a famous jeans company and put it into notebooks, right? So I think we've all been there,
Yeah.
and then we just put it into binders, make it into binders. So and then eventually I discovered, oh, that's how you do it, pala.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, there's casting, there's this, and that. So I thought that was a good communication thing.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought, hey, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
Because I can design.
I think there's a really, really strong I would say connection, because
Yeah.
in designing you need to kind of communicate the
Yes.
value, right? Communicate the value and how, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a designer,
Yeah.
but how does people feel when they
Yes.
use the product or service, right?
Yeah.
But I would say you went deeper and into the connections phase, and we say like I want to see how people would actually react. But is it like in terms of how did you started like organizing events and then
No, when I'll let you in a secret. Actually, before, way back, that time after graduation, because I was a working student. If you know Siniskwela, Hiraya
Yeah.
Manawari, yeah.
Yes,
So-
I was not
I'm a fan.
around yet by that time.
Are
Yeah,
you
just-
sure? So yeah, I was in college back then. So after my shift, so I go to ABS-CBN and then do the props thing. I was involved in the what do you call that? The art department, the art dep.
That was your side. I mean, like
Side hustle.
side hustle. Yeah.
Yeah,
During
para
college.
may baon. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, because we were not really born to be. Yeah.
You get me interested now in terms of that aspect. Like not everybody can get into a gig like that.
Oh.
Yeah. How did that happen?
That's very interesting. But sad actually. It's a sad story. My father got laid off in his job, and then since he doesn't want to quit on us and on the family, he looked for jobs. Anything that would actually what do you call that? Give bring money to the and provide
Sure.
actually. So one day he was able to be to get involved and come in as a taxi driver. Okay, during one trip, the production designer of ABS-CBN Foundation was
Passenger.
was the passenger.
All right.
Okay, so after that, and my daddy is actually quite a PR person. I don't want to say talkative, but he's really a good PR person because he's in sales. So he told the passenger, hey, my two sons are into fine arts, and maybe there's something that they can be involved in ABS-CBN Foundation. Yeah, so production designer. It was actually a Friday. I can still remember that day. It was a Friday, and then when my father got back home, he told me, "Oh Hector, intayin mo yung tawag yan or tawagan mo." Sabi ko, fine arts kayo, marunong kayo mag-drawing, marunong kayo ganito. Yeah, so binild up kami ng dad ko. Actually, it was me and my younger brother, si Henry. So it was Sunday, 3 days after, when we got a call. Mag-report daw kami sa ABS-CBN Foundation.
Wow, that's
that was that early,
Friday,
that
yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
3 days. It's so we got shocked. We got let's go, something like that. So punta na kami doon. And then that's the first day actually. We were just given materials and then a script. I need a background for this. I
Right.
need this one. So in short, hands-on agad.
Yeah.
Simula pa lang. So yun, me and my brother at that time. So it all started there.
So you get to see your work being appreciated by millions of people.
Yes. Yeah.
And like do you get feedback right away, or is it like through someone else?
Before, none yet.
Okay.
Before, there's no feedback. None yet. The feedback loop was actually so close that time. No, it doesn't really come back or for not unlike now. Okay, so well, it's actually just several episodes for Hiray Manuari, Siniskwela, Mathenic, and what's the other one? Apple. Yeah. So yeah. So but then it was because of the schedule of my brother. It was just me who just went back, and it was now me asking for racket from the production designer.
Yeah.
Oh, baka may racket dyan. I can do this. I can do that. Blah, blah, blah. So it's not actually a regular job, but then the good thing there is it made me not do my OJT job.
Yeah, because you have that already.
Yes. The university credited that
Granted that, yeah.
stint.
Yeah, and it's a good exposure for you also at that age.
Yeah, and would you think that that experience led you to like their marketing career after
Yeah.
that? Did that take any effect at all?
Yes, actually, it made me boost my confidence, if I may say so. My confidence, because do you remember before when we were in college, we always think that when we graduate and then we flunk or we just almost passed, we become the lesser role title in this
Right.
industry.
That's
something
the
like
mindset
that.
before.
That's the mindset before when fine arts ka.
You're basically your what's it, I call that, your opportunity gets lesser and lesser if you think
Yeah.
that if you take get a lower grade.
Yeah, if you get a lower grade and pasang-awa ka lang,
Right.
pag fine arts ka, like for me, personal experience, ang sinasabi, ano ka yan, cartoonist ka sa dyaryo.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Right?
That's sad, right?
Even if people don't understand what your major is. Okay, so, we have that pressure, we have that...
That was before.
That was
Wait,
before.
I think today still, right? Some schools still,
Some,
even
yeah,
that mindset is
some
still
people
there.
think like that.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. So if you don't do this, if you don't pass with flying colors, you'll end up just like
Right.
something like this.
Yes.
Okay, so it was all in our heads. So I was actually having that as a motivation. I don't want to end up like this.
And you didn't took your course as well, like you didn't
Yeah.
usually like. I mean, you didn't take it as what you.
Yeah.
You got in your career, so you got into the events now.
Yeah, it was actually because I was doing an Excel file of my life.
Oh yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah, yeah.
you did an evaluation.
No, actually, I was
Just-
putting milestones before they happen on my age.
It's just like goal
Like
setting,
a
like
plan.
planning.
Yeah, goal
It's like a plan, yeah. It's like a
Yeah.
plan.
What triggered that?
Yeah, I placed there that when I reach 24 years old,
Yeah.
I should have my own company.
Yeah.
It happened.
At 24.
It happened at 24. That was the events company.
What was it called?
I can't because I'm not connected with it anymore.
Okay.
But then
It's still alive.
It's still there. Yeah, it's still there. We did the first ever. We did the smart. What they call that? It's the first event wherein the telco smart had all the cell phone companies in one bazaar or in one tiangge.
Yeah.
It was when SIM cards were 1,000 pesos each. So something like that. So I forgot. But for TNT, I remember the title. It's TNT Explosion. Oh yeah, Smart Shockwave and TNT Explosion. That
Okay.
was the first event.
Yeah.
That we did. And then we also brought all the bars from across Metro Manila into World Trade Center. So
What year was this?
I think it was 02, 03.
Okay. Yeah.
Somewhere that year. So yeah, and then I felt quite excited every now and then because hey, these events. You design this. You design when people clap, when people smile, when people laugh, when people will cry. You design
Right.
everything, something like that. So you dictate the emotion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe somehow I was mesmerized and I was able to understand and be engaged more in that medium.
Yeah.
So it started my curiosity in events management. That's actually experiential marketing.
So you owned this company, right? You created it from
Yeah,
ground.
I had a partner that time. Yeah,
Okay, so that happened. So
we were two. Yeah,
and
it happened. Yeah, it
yeah,
happened.
it happened.
Myself.
Exactly right. So
Yeah.
after that, I mean, you went into organizing events. So that was when you learned marketing, basically.
Yeah, basically yes.
So
Yeah.
can you how can a guy in fine arts transition to marketing? Right. What did you do? Did you learn anything? Did you had a mentor and maybe you got it from? It was ABS-CBN something to do with it.
No. Actually, because ABS-CBN, I was working in ABS-CBN while doing school. So when I finished school, I did the whole design job.
For a couple of years.
roughly one and a half
One and a half,
years,
yeah.
something like that. Mentors were not that available that time.
I don't think we don't at that time, right?
There were no mentors, so there were only two books.
Yeah.
Mind sharing it.
Yeah, it's guerrilla marketing,
Mm.
and the other one is Do Something Different by Sir Richard Branson
Yeah.
of Virgin. So those were the only two books that I read that made me decide, hey, I wanted to be in marketing. Yeah, because actually, from that time that I finished those books, I told them, I'll make a new goal that a fine arts graduate be ahead of a marketing in a big company. I was able to accomplish that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you saying that just by reading books you gain that confidence to?
Yeah, maybe because of the passion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It fed
But I
the
think
passion.
you were also very gutsy like your dad. You know, there's that.
So you got that already.
I mean, I would think about your story when your dad would talk to someone, right, and pitch you,
Yeah.
basically like apply a job.
Something like
So
that.
you're,
Something
you're
like
probably gotten that kind of
Yeah.
like. I mean,
Thanks.
that's why I said like. I mean, not everybody can get a gig with like ABS. Like everybody, there's a lot of people with
Yes,
talent,
yes,
and like what you said, like I can see, like at least in my mind that yeah, if you read something and you're used to like just pushing the pushing the envelope every time,
Yeah.
just challenging yourself, and
Yeah.
yeah. So like who were the first few people that you like? Oh,
I
I'm
think
gonna do
clients.
this.
Yeah,
Clients,
I wanna know about the clients.
like-
Well, how did
like,
you get your first?
How did you
client?
get your
First
first client?
clients?
You don't have to go to the detail.
They don't
but
know you, right? You don't.
yeah.
You don't. You
How
know.
did
You don't have any
How do you
credentials.
push your company?
But yeah,
Alright.
how did you get your
I'll be
first
talking
gig?
about this tomorrow. But
Preview, guys. So,
yeah, but it's actually called word of mouth.
Mm.
In Tagalog, chismis.
Yes.
Yes.
So what was the word of mouth?
It's actually the most powerful marketing ever. It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
I got my first clients because some people in maybe in my first closer circle knew me in how I work.
Work ethic.
And then when there's actually a discussion about a project, I was the top of mind suggestion. So, dun papasok yung, may kilala ako, sandali tawagan ako. Heck, libre ka ba? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, it was word of mouth.
When you say you were top of mind, usually it's connected to like a specific skill or a service, right? What was that?
You were known for something.
You're known for
It's been several branding and events management and directorship, directing.
Okay.
It's mostly more on that realm, yeah.
So you built that events organizing, or how do you call that company? Is that events
That
organizing?
one, yeah. It's I'm calling my company. It's a marketing consultancy.
Marketing consultancy.
Yes.
Okay. And right now your business is, or that's it. So
Yeah.
marketing consultancy. So like marketing is really big, right?
It's really big. Yeah.
And actually I've read some like recently that marketing is not actually like selling or something. It's more of like knowing the market. It's basically knowing the market and
Yeah.
understanding how to tackle it.
Yes.
And
actually, yes.
right, so because people think, oh, marketing is just like what's the common concept of marketing?
it's logo,
Logo,
and then,
like,
just ads.
posting on
Yeah.
Facebook, right? Facebook
yeah.
digital marketing, and it's like full of I should say like full of colors and all of that.
Yes.
It's so confusing at times. So can you define like marketing for a simple or to a simple person?
Sure. Marketing is actually giving value to a product or service.
Giving value.
Yeah, you give value to that. So your target customer or your target consumer will be able to be attracted to that. There are only two things in marketing. There are only two quote unquote product. It's your business will only fall under either product or service.
All right.
No more, no less.
Yeah.
So, how would you make your product more attractive to the target market? It's basically the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to define if you're talking to someone, are you selling a product or are you selling or or you're providing a service, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
for your case, do you focus on service or product or
Depends on
both
the
of them?
client.
It's really
Depends on the client. That's why I don't give actually generic pitches. Yeah.
And also, are there like products or services that that you think won't work out, or is it really just marketing?
If it's not the truth, it will not work out.
What do you mean by that?
If it's not the truth, if there are some actually businesses that are just out of excitement, which are hollow in nature, very good in aesthetics, but is actually hollow in terms of the solutions they offer. So I actually am straightforward to the owners that, hey, this might not sell because it doesn't have any USP. It doesn't have any unique selling proposition.
Position. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's discuss about unique. Let's go deeper to that. So
Yeah.
so
It happens. It happens.
it happens, right?
It happens,
like
yeah.
so many people say that they have great ideas or they have this product or services, and at the end of the day, they're not really giving those products, or
Yes.
they're not really solving
They
a problem.
thought they were giving value. They thought they were giving solutions, but actually not. Yeah.
So that's actually a good point, because a lot of a lot of we always encourage entrepreneurship, right? But the thing is, you have to really figure out if what you're getting into, is it something that really solves a real problem in the real world. And sometimes, if you're talking to someone like Hector or a marketing consultant, you might end up realizing that, right? So yeah, can you tell us more about the unique selling proposition, like how? Like for a business, because I'm thinking of like on a business side. I'm the business guy here.
Sure.
So what can you like tell about that so that it makes it more sense to me?
Yeah. Let's put it this way. What makes your company different from the other companies in your industry? That is your unique selling proposition.
Yeah. So, for example, I'm gonna be providing the same service, but only at different location.
Let's be more specific. Give me one product.
Maybe like laundry,
Car wash. Yeah,
Car wash.
cool.
Yeah.
car wash.
Car wash. Yeah. Car wash. People are selling car wash as a business, right? Like
service, right?
15,000 to 20,000 pesos. This is the kit. You have a car wash business, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Single proprietorship, DTI, blah, blah, blah. So you can have it already at the back of your house or at your own garage, something like that. But someone might be actually attracted to that. Why not? Because you're selling washing their cars. Fine. But it might not be lucrative. It might not be something worthwhile, because that 15 to 20,000 might not have a return on investment. Something like that. So you have to put in what makes it special. What makes it special? Mamaya, katabi mo pala, car wash din. Katabi mo dito, mas malaki. Ikaw, dalawa lang. Something like that. So, you have to you will actually analyze everything. Something like that.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that if companies come to you, they basically they must have done
Those research.
but we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually dig first about their product or their service and look into the possibility of marketing it to what they want, because normally CEOs and business owners would want, hey, ito yung company ko, gusto ko ganito, gusto ko ganyan. Unfortunately, the offer itself or the product or the service offer itself is limited to itself. That's it. It cannot go further. Kasi minsan, kopya lang siya.
Yeah, of course. That's
Minsan, ano lang siya. So, it's like branding soap scraps and putting, for example, fragrant soap as a brand. Pero binili mo lang yung scrap na yun sa pinagtabasan dun sa pabrika.
Yeah.
Sabihin mo sa akin, gusto ko lumakas to. So, something like that. So, as a business owner, gusto mo lumakas to, gusto mo may brand name, gusto mo social, something like that.
Yeah.
Pero scrap lang talaga yun eh. So, that's very wrong. Diba? Something like that. So, it's actually analyzing everything. I-analyze mo, what are you really offering? Like that for that industry. Soap, ang daming soap. Right? Ang daming commercial soap.
Right.
Ang daming
With
So on and so
with
forth.
more budget.
with more budget, they have endorsers, they have TV commercials.
You know what?
Yeah.
As I'm listening to you, as if I was like the owner of the business owner or like the business idea guy, I would feel really depressed talking to you because you're very real with all the things, right? And like if now that you're talking about this, do you have like a metric or a checklist prior to even engaging with the client, right? So you've mentioned the UPS. Like, what are those things that you check? Because this would also help those who want to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah, let me build up on that because we have so many people who want to start a business. We call them onepreneurs, right? And normally, what's the English of masango? You normally they get like
there's like a ceiling.
they come to a point where like, oh, I just want to do this. I want to do it. There's like Russia, they're so excited, but then basics like that, like unique selling proposition is something that they haven't really considered. They just want to build the next thing that's the same as that. Hopefully, is better.
Or just make money. Like basically,
make
the money was the only
So,
thing.
and we'd like this, like we like you guys to be smarter, basically when it comes to engaging and starting your business from a perspective of a marketing consultant. So
Like, could you provide like a checklist?
Yeah.
Things like
Actually, don't take that as a negative thing. Actually, me helping business owners
it's a good thing.
is a good thing,
Yeah.
and maybe the solution is to stop what they're thinking. Sometimes it's a good thing because they will just shell out money.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a
Without
waste of time
someone
and money.
telling them
Yeah.
that it's a bad idea. But of course, it doesn't actually occur that many. That many, just a few, because most companies, you mentioned onepreneurs and startups, right? On a personal experience, I always notice that these people or these most of the startups don't put investment in marketing or
Yes.
branding,
Yeah.
and then they end up asking themselves, where we fail? Where did we fail?
Yeah.
We had a good product. We were the first in the market, and so on and so forth. We were at top of our class, something like that. We were first in this village. We were first in this area, something like that. And then why are we failing? But nalulugi, something like that. Sometimes the mere logo is a disconnect. Sometimes the name, when you see it, when you read it, looks good. But when you say it, it doesn't match the business.
Right.
There's actually a lot of things that
so many things to consider, right?
So many things to consider, something like that. So
So you deal with company identity also,
yes, that's branding
and help them define
under branding.
define their identity.
Yes,
And maybe they have like 3 names in their mind and say this is gonna be the name of the product or the service or the company itself, and then it might end up that you would say maybe we should change
yes,
this to this because
Yes.
this one connects more
Mhm.
and is clearer in terms of your target market.
yes. Actually, even the brand color.
Yeah.
Because even the brand color,
This process is a very long process, right? I mean,
if you're
thinking back and
quite
forth,
if you're quite experienced in it already, it will take you around a few weeks to do everything, and explain it to a non-marketer.
right?
Actually, doing it is simple,
Mm.
but the hard part is explaining it to your client
Yeah,
because you can't control how that client would actually take everything.
yeah.
Yeah. So
What else? Yeah.
yeah, that's one. So actually, under marketing is branding. It's just a scope of branding, and branding is not logo.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to make that clear. Okay, I'd like to make it clear. Meron akong product. Gawa mo naman ako ng logo, wala pa akong branding eh. So that's very wrong, guys. It's very wrong.
Yeah.
Branding is actually using all your 5 senses. Okay. When you say the big picture, let's put your business, the big picture.
Yeah.
So when you say the big picture, everything has to exude what that 3 words suggests something like that. So I saw your logo, it's squarish, right? It's picture, it's big, something like that. So that's one, that's good, that's a check. So something like that. So and so on and so forth.
We get
So I
we're
get it.
getting a free
I was
consultation
analyzing
here.
your logo. Yeah, no problem with that. Yeah, so yeah, something like it's not just the logo. No, it's not just a logo, but sometimes a wrong logo shatters the brand. Yeah. So that's it. You've seen a lot of
It's interesting because I don't know if and I would like to hear your thoughts on this because like when Steve Jobs, I from his biography, right?
Yeah.
His biography said like they're gonna build this company, Apple, but they don't have a name yet, right? And so he was probably just so tired of hearing the different suggestion that he felt didn't work. And he said like if you guys, this is what he said in the biography, if you guys will not come up with the name, I'm gonna register the name Apple tomorrow. And it's gonna and because they didn't come up with a name. So in that case, again you can correct me if I'm wrong. In that case, he created Apple, the name, with a logo with a slice on it, or a chip on it, and then made it work for the brand. So in this case,
It wasn't the image that built
it's
the
not
brand.
like what
I
can you say
think
about that?
that's one unique case.
So this is not the this is the how do you call that? This is not the rule. This is like a unique situation.
This is a unique situation because actually there's a lot of unique brands like Apple, wherein we don't care about the brand.
I mean, the log.
Are we allowed to say brands here?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Just charge them.
We're not
No,
endorsing
just
any
kidding.
brands.
No, we're not endorsing. Just
Okay. Just for the sake of like, stating facts and examples. So anyway, do you care if your brand is when you clean your teeth, Colgate? No, right?
no.
Close up, right? It doesn't matter, right? So this is wherein the product comes in its most pure form or in its most unique form when people or the market accepted it before.
Yeah.
Like the soft drinks, the Coca-Cola, right? So because before there were a scarcity of brand, they were the first brands to be there in the market.
So they get
So we don't
associated
care.
with the actual. Yeah.
We never cared.
Never cared before, right?
Yeah. I once posted this. This is actually one curiosity. One thing that I was so curious about, and I personally researched it. Nobody can really tell. This is branding actually, and word of mouth. Nobody can really tell who gave our planet its name,
Oh yeah.
Earth.
Earth, yeah.
So that's purely branding, and that's purely word of mouth, and
Yeah.
nobody can trace where it started. And we don't
I'm trying
care,
to
right?
recall.
We don't
I'm
care.
trying to
I've
recall.
actually
If there's
heard
like
somewhere.
a god
No,
somewhere.
it's not God. It's
No,
like
no,
more-
it's not. I've searched for it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help. But that's
Yeah,
actually one.
that-
Just to
yeah.
put things in perspective, the branding perspective, yes, something like that. But if you put something original, like Facebook, right? Maybe some other tech, the what do you call that? Airbnb, right? Though we don't care about the brands. We care about the service because it's unique. It's something that's useful. It's something that gives us
Yeah.
more. That it gives
Yeah,
more.
even Uber is like.
Something, yeah.
what's
yeah.
that? Oh,
Oh, what's
no.
Uber?
Facebook is not even
Yeah.
like social, right? It's Friendster is more social.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Because there's friends, but Facebook, like it's like more of an album.
Wha-
It's crazy how these.
What's Friendster, by the way?
But yeah, so,
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
Friendster.
So yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But for products which are not unique, please consider having your brand part of the planning. Please consider doing that.
Okay, so if let's look at it from again from a starter perspective.
Yeah.
I I would say what would be okay, so unique product proposition, the messaging, the branding, what else, like where do I go next, like just to build my like because we're not just building the brand. We're basically like building the company, right? And then everything, from my understanding of branding, everything has to be the same. So like when you say you need to consider that, like, do I go to like a a company like yours, or where do I go, like YouTube, or like, just to give me an idea right away?
Actually, for branding, well, it's not even actually taught in YouTube.
Branding.
You can branding, no, no, no. It's actually just common sense. It's just common sense.
But it's very hard because like if it's not very common also,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
like
yeah.
if when Heinz released a purple ketchup, it didn't sell any. So they're trying to be unique.
Yeah, they tried. So that was their first product.
They tried.
I think that
Heinz.
this, yeah, Heinz.
Yeah, they tried, right?
Yeah.
So, but then that's way too crazy. That's way too over the top, right? So something like that. It's you don't actually have to go ahead and call me or call somebody who's into branding and marketing. All you have to do is actually decide, and don't hurry. Don't hurry putting out a product or a service that fast. I'm sure pretty much there are people, there are Facebook groups, maybe there are LinkedIn groups who
Like a
that can help you out.
yeah. So
Um,
does that come in like, oh, this is a service and this is what it looks like,
you cannot
and
go into
ask
details.
for comment?
Yeah, you cannot go into details actually. You cannot ask for actual details because of course it would cost you money. But then you can actually take some like what like our podcast. I've said a lot of suggestions already. It's up to you how to
Yeah.
do it. It's up to you how to apply it.
Yeah. So I guess I think if to add on to that, when does a person need to
Yeah.
connect with you?
Are
or,
they on the beginning stage?
Yeah.
Or
When
they're
should we
already, like,
consider
proven,
marketing basically?
and then, or already like mature enough? Like in our
Is
case,
it earning? You know,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it like do you have to earn
No,
a certain amount or what?
Well, it's better if it's in the concept period.
Concept period.
It's better in the concept period because you can already inject qualities of the brand into the product or the service.
All right. So if example, I'm starting a business, right? I'm gonna start like barber shop or something.
Yeah.
Right. So
It's service.
yes, it's service, right? So
Yeah.
like aside from thinking of like I have a money, I pulled up funds, right? Like let's say a certain amount, and I'm gonna start. I have a place already, so I should like connect with you first, and I should
Consult
consider
No,
that budget ahead,
yeah.
for marketing. Or,
No, you build that idea first in your head, and then at least make your own research about that type of establishment that you want to come into, that type of industry, the competition, what's the nearest competitor, what's the biggest what's the nearest store that has the biggest sales, sinong barbero pinupuntahan doon, and so on and so forth. And then you try to formulate from that. And then when you look into these details, you put into what would make me stand out from my industry. And then it is just then, pag medyo buo na sa isip mo yun, it is just then that you call me or you call somebody that's more well versed into marketing and branding, that hey, this is what I want something. Actually, my co-speaker owns a very profitable and very popular barbershop. So maybe this question goes into him, and he can answer later. But then my own opinion is actually to um, complete everything first in your mind as the business owner, because sometimes business owners fail because they only have a piece of the idea in their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want a barbershop. Basta tayo mo dyan, may budget naman ako, ikaw na bahala pagkasyahin mo, tas pasikate mo. yun na siya, di ba? So,
Yeah, that's already too. I mean, that's already difficult, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
already
already
difficult.
there.
Yeah.
There's already a name.
Yeah.
Then that's the time they consult you, and
Yes,
that's
yes.
and everything's wrong.
Everything's wrong. Diba?
So that's
Or,
crazy.
or sometimes, it's actually, hey, I already got a place. Lalagyan ko siya ng barbershop. Ikaw na mag-branding ah. Mas mahirap yun. Mas mahirap yung ganun.
I
Kasi,
have a feeling that every time someone uses yung lagyan natin ng branding, that's the time that they probably don't understand what's happening
Yeah.
in the branding side of things. One question, you've heard a lot of companies already, a lot of ideas. What's like common mistakes that usually you're seeing? And how do you correct that?
Number one is in the brainstorming process, in the conceptualization process, there's already a leader, right? So staff members actually respect who the leader is. Andiyan boss ko eh. Kung ano sinabi niya, yun na yun.
Agree.
Agreed.
Agree na.
So creativity is immaterial, right? So wala na, sira na. Sira na agad kasi hindi na makapag-isip yung staff eh. 'Di ba? Hindi na makapag-isip yung agency because sabi ni boss eh.
So,
so that's
I would imagine in your case also like
Common mistake,
you have like one proposition that you think it will work, but it's maybe the decision makers are not really like sold out. Had you had that?
Yes, of course.
And then how did you work around that?
If they don't trust me when I say trust me on that, I will more or less tweak it a bit, but the outcome would be the same.
So it's really more of like in your case you just communicate more. Why
You communicate more because if you fail to communicate your plan to a client, you are not the best marketer for the job.
How do you measure success?
ROO and ROI.
What's ROO?
Return on objectives. Because marketing, actually, sabi nila, di ba, pinakamagastos department yan, magastos yan, blah, blah, blah. Wala naman returns yan eh. No, meron actually. Hindi nga lang ROI. Hindi return on investment. Sometimes it's ROI, honestly. Pero most of the times, it's ROO. It's return on objectives. So, objectives are set on every project, right? May objective yan, may deadline yan. So, sarado ang isang project. So, yun. So, ano ba ginawa? Ano ba? Mag-event ka. Ang ganda ng event mo, fine. Ganda ng event mo, daling ko yung artist ng ganito, tapos magla-launch ako ng brand. Okay, asan ang objective doon? Okay, ang objective doon, kailangan 10,000 yung tao.
Okay,
So, na-hit mo ba yung 10,000? Oh, something like that. That's one. Second is, let's just talk about events. 10,000 people, and then you coordinate with your sales team or your trade marketing group, and then you tell them, tara, agree tayo, ilang percent ang kaya mo i-convert. Magdadala ako 10,000 tao. 10% lang ako. So, 1,000. So, from 10,000, 1,000 ang bumili ng product. Should be. So, that's already the ROO. Dalawa na yun. Dalawa na hit mo doon. Kasi, marketing or in that case, below the line advertising, which is events, influences sales.
Sure.
Yan siya. Hindi siya pwedeng direct. Oy, market mo para bumenta ako. Hindi talaga siya kayang ganun. Like,
their connection is so hard to.
yeah,
So you base it on ROO.
yeah. You base it on ROO, and then you connect the ROI after. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, ROO should be connected to ROI, right? Has marketing changed in the past 5 years?
A lot. Yes, a lot. Ito na yung slide ko eh. Pero, sige,
I know,
sige.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
No. I can change it. But
Give them a preview so that people.
Just
will
maybe a
come.
couple of things.
okay lang. I'll share it. I'll share it now. The big change in marketing is it's okay.
Sorry,
It's
putting
okay.
you in the spot.
It's okay. I like saying this. The big change in marketing now is that brands are not the influencers anymore.
What are the influencers now?
The people.
Okay, so I guess the right question is elaborate, please.
Yeah. That's the biggest change in marketing right now. When I see when I see a high end bag on one of my friends,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
yes.
it's actually
Right?
it's like
It's
Vivo.
free
It's like
advertising.
Vivo and like
Yeah.
the basketball player guy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
I get what
Kanye West and Adidas or something like that.
If you carry an iPhone 5 years ago, people will say you're elite.
Yes.
People will say you're shot and all. Now, it's all the same.
Yeah.
But when a popular person is using an iPhone, the latest iPhone or the latest Samsung, they will say, "Hey, that person is using a specific Samsung, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'd like to get that."
Yeah.
Right? So the influencer is the person, not the product anymore. Product doesn't really count anymore. It's who is using it. It's who.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's actually yeah.
That's
why-
that's the reality of marketing.
and we
right
have
now.
invited a lot of influencers actually in
Yeah.
our show, right?
Right.
So yeah, I guess you guys should
Yeah,
connect with
and,
them.
and you know what? I really like what you said because, like Dave said, we've invited like few influencers, and yeah, part of my thinking was like, why in the world are these? I mean, like these people, like why this company come to them? And I know, yeah, followers and all that, but then there's that's sad.
Thing, yeah.
There's not just that. It's like it's already what's this? Social proof, right? If they get to use
Yeah,
this and they go to
exactly.
this spa, and it's even like it's a very organic way of like
Yeah, it's still word of mouth.
Yeah, it's
Because
the word
I
of-
trust
in a
you.
digital
Yeah.
age,
Right?
right? In a digital.
Wow. yeah,
It's still
yeah.
word of mouth.
So this is where like the word of mouth being a very basic and powerful tool.
It's the most powerful
20
tool.
Yeah, most powerful tool. And then
In
you just
marketing.
put it in the
Actually, in
tech
life.
side.
In life.
In life.
Talk about life this in
Yeah.
your opening statement, right? It's the most powerful tool because it can make or break you.
Yeah.
If I tell people here something wrong about you, right? It'll
Yeah.
break you. That's word of mouth.
Yeah. It's gonna
Yeah.
make
Exactly,
make us
right?
more popular
reputation,
also.
basically.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your
Your
brand.
reputation.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
you're
right.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
interesting.
now that we talked about the past and the now, right? Do you have like a future like concept of what marketing would be?
The recent 2 days ago, Facebook, Instagram, was out of the picture.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Although personally, I wasn't able to experience it, but I saw a lot of posts, a lot of tweets about it, and even Facebook tweeted about it. Competitor nila yun.
I think you will
So,
feel
yeah.
it if you're running an ad
Yeah.
because there's nothing on it. Yeah.
So what I'm driving at is actually just for all Facebook for all entrepreneurs or enterprises that are using Facebook, I'd like to suggest that you use Facebook or the social media as a tool only. It's not your main marketing thing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's still engagement to people. Right. Make it a tool. Make it a tool. Only a tool. Because if it really goes down or if people gets tired of it, like what Friendster
yeah,
Yeah.
having the Friendster and
yeah. So yeah. It's a tool. It's not hey, I have a new product. It's a mic. Do a marketing for it. Tara, social media tayo. Facebook agad natin, post agad natin, tas boost natin. Ganyan
Right.
ang mindset lagi, di ba?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, like, okay, right now, what keeps you like busy nowadays? Because you were talking about the present. Yeah.
The present. So I have this company already. It's Mad Elephant PH.
Yeah.
It's marketing, advertising, design,
Yeah.
and I collect elephant figurines. So so I
Mad elephant.
yeah. The logo itself is actually the elephant. So I called it the Mad Elephant PH. So we specialize in marketing consultancy or whatever is needed within the marketing realm.
Right.
Right. So we have some clients actually. It kept me busy even when I was working. So people were telling me, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Or do this for me? What should I do? Blah blah blah. So I made it legit just recently,
Yeah.
just last year. So yeah, that's keeping me busy is
You're in this with a partner or?
it's just a single prop. It's just
nice.
me. Yeah. I have partners per project.
Yes,
Ah,
sure.
yeah.
Like
I get it.
Partners with
yeah.
like if it's Facebook or something like that.
Yeah. No, I have
Events.
partners per project. Like here's one that I can already say. It's in May. We're coming up with the first Mad Market Bazaar in Manila. So we have a specialized and very unique set of merchants
Yeah.
together with the biggest. I'll just mention it to you later. But then I can't really tell right now who the merchants will be. But this is something very unique and very new, and we wanna bring it also here in Cebu and in Mindanao. So the first day will be in May.
Yeah.
So with that, I have partners for that project.
Do you have like success stories already? Like your brand, people come to you from zero to hero stories.
There's a 0 to 80%.
Oh, that's good. Can you tell about something a little bit about?
I just injected a marketing plan and a marketing strategy plus a branding development guide for their company. They're a very successful company, but they unfortunately they don't. Marketing is not their forte. Something like that. They're a very very
They're
successful.
already existing. That,
Yes.
they're growing. They're scaling. So
Yeah.
that's why they.
Yeah, but then you will feel that something's weighing you down. Right.
Okay.
That's the lack of marketing. That's the lack of branding. And there you can see in a company if it's non-branded. If I may say non-branded.
Okay, can you?
You can
Please
see.
elaborate.
Check all the materials, social media, the flyers, everything. Check
Consistency and all of those.
check if there's consistency and coherence. If none,
I hope you didn't look at her.
not yet.
Looking at each other.
I hope you're not looking at On Point's page. I'm kidding.
I did. I check on yan. I check on yan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of things are coming up. All right. So we normally end this section of the show with our takeaways, Dave and I. And of course, as usual, Dave will start this one.
All right. So yeah, word of mouth, guys, is very powerful. I think simplify. I'm a fan of simplification, right? So I think if you're into a business, or even if yourself as a influencer, perhaps, or someone who influences your small group, right? I think who you are, your reputation. If you really have this unique selling proposition and you're really true to that, I think the marketing will naturally flow. I like that how Hector mentioned that it's just common sense. Well, it's not that common, right?
It's hard common sense.
But yeah, so basically, I'm excited to learn more about marketing, and so that's it for me.
Okay, so my learning, I like what you said about like the state of currents of today's marketing. Wherein it's still the basic word of mouth, but then it rests on people, and I like that because we are all walking advertisers. We are all walking word of mouth, and we are all walking testimonials. And so, couple of things out of that. One is that there's so much opportunity for you. Before, it's to the selected few, wherein you need to pass a certain screening, and when you're on TV, then there's a lot of opportunity for you to do endorsement. But like we've invited also like influencers. They 5 years ago no one knows them, but now like a lot of people follows them, and companies actually invest in their brand, in their own like, social media account. So and second point there is there's also a social responsibility, because people actually look at our posting in Facebook, our posting in Instagram, and there's a social responsibility to watch out what you're actually advertising, both from a product usage, but also from like what type of I would say environment that you're actually creating through your social media posts. Okay, having preached that, thank you so much, Hector. Okay,
Thanks also,
but we
Jeff.
will not let you go because we are now going to the lightning round.
Oh, okay. Sure.
All right, Hector. So first question first question:
Sure.
do you have a morning routine? And if yes, can you share what it is?
I'm not really a morning person because I sleep in the morning.
Right.
I usually work overnight because that's where in my creative juice comes out, something like that. Yeah. So, but maybe the first thing that I do in the morning is actually just check my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that the world is not falling
Just
apart.
to make
There's no
sure-
meteor crashing. No asteroid crashing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to be updated, right? It's good to be
Yeah.
to know what's going on. Right?
But I'm trying not to do that anymore because it's painful to the eyes actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right. So my next question is: you've mentioned 2 books earlier, right? Or do you have other books, or if you recommend a show or a program or a course that you want, that affected you or that you want to share to everyone?
More books maybe. What would Machiavelli do? That's one. Please read it. I forgot the name of the author, but that's a good one. What would Machiavelli do? Second is the subtle art of not giving a That's one great book, and actually, there's a sequel to that. I don't have it yet. I think it was just released yesterday.
Oh yes.
Yeah, all things is there. Okay, so that's by
Hanson?
Mark Manson.
Mark Manson.
Yeah, Manson.
Yeah, follow him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 books.
Thanks. So next question: do you consider yourself successful?
Yes, if we look into my last project. Right now, no, I'm not doing anything here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I believe that everything that I do is after I do it, it's obsolete.
Oh, that's why you have
I like that.
I have that mindset.
Like more of a step.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
It's obsolete. That's it. I don't want to.
You
brag.
don't rest from yesterday's laurels.
Yeah, no.
And then you're looking forward.
I share that. That's what I do. I share that, and then there's a new beginning, new one, maybe something
I
like
like
that.
that concept.
Yeah.
Next question, Dave.
What's the next?
I
one?
can
Yeah,
ask. I can ask. You want me?
The other one. There's like, if you were to start all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if ever you're like in this new city, like say Cebu City, because you're based in Manila, right? Now you have zero connections, zero whatever, but you have your knowledge and all of those years of experience. Now you have to start all over again. You have no
That's the
business.
mission.
That's the mission. So what are like the first 3 or 5 steps, or what will you do in the first 30 days?
I still have that knowledge in marketing.
Yeah,
You
everything.
still have all the knowledge.
But
just
you don't
lost
have
all
connection, you don't have the money.
and the money.
It's actually connected to my company's vision, my personal and my company's vision, because no offense with the big advertising agencies, but actually I want to bring that quality marketing, advertising, and design services and solutions to anybody who's a business owner.
Okay, so
That's
you'll
what I
walk,
want.
Walk
So-
in the streets and just knock their doors. Yeah.
I'll do that actually because I am a fine arts person.
Yeah.
So I can do that with a brush or a leaf or any paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's we,
Yeah.
Let's improvise.
Best advice you've received.
Best advice is respect anybody you meet, whether it's a janitor or the president, because he knows something that you don't know, and you know something he doesn't know, so you're all equal. That came from my uncle.
wow, I like that.
Worst advice you've received.
Stop doing good PowerPoint presentations.
Okay, so continue doing those.
Why? So why?
This is a lightning round, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just nodded my head and then okay. yeah. So yeah. I was actually my team was prevented from doing such marvelous works. Anyway, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, who or what inspires you?
Of course, the family, and of course, Lord above.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of people, who are watching the show. They want to start a business, or they're probably in like 3 personas. One, they want to start a business, but they feel like they can't do it because they're busy with current work. And second is they're outside the country, they have entrepreneurial, tendency, and they want to go home, but again, they're caught up with what's current. What advice can you give them?
Okay. I don't know if this is something solid because this is just my own experience. I usually have this mindset that well, I'm sure you will agree that time is the most valuable commodity, right?
Yes.
It's the most priceless commodity that we have. So I always tell this to my friends. If somebody will offer me 10 pesos for doing 9 hours of job, but then that other company is offering 1,000 pesos for every hour of the same amount of time that I will spare in my day, I would just shift to that company because it's the same amount of talent and money that is being exerted, but I'm gaining more income. So to employees who want to have a business, who want to be entrepreneurs, please do so. I'm telling you, you will not get rich. I'm not telling I'm rich, huh? I'm not telling I'm rich, but maybe let's put rich into a context, into perfect context. Happiness is easily achievable when you're doing business. Your own personal happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wala kang papakisamahan masyado. So anyway, yeah. And if for OFWs, of course you have a circle of friends or families that you can trust. Trust them wholly and entrust them the business. Bisitahin niya lang when you have a break. But then, if that business is just a business, don't do it. But if that business is your dream and your passion, by all means, please mag-invest kayo.
Awesome.
It was the third one?
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Last question, Dave.
Last question is, where can you're quite I actually searched him on YouTube earlier, but yeah, where can people find more about you or connect with you?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. That's Hector Angeles. I'm on Facebook. That's Hec Angeles. But I have my company. It's www.madelephantph.com. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter at Mad Elephant PH. That's our handle, Mad Elephant PH.
Right. So you can connect with Hector there and maybe ask about his company if you want some marketing consultancy, right? So you can go to our page, thebigpicture.ph/episode or episode 52, right? And you can get all those links there. And maybe you can share the photos of the elephants. We can post it there. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for me. So
Thank you, Hector. Thank you, guys. Awesome time. And guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoy it. If you're gonna watch this a little bit later, again, the event will be tomorrow. You'll see Hector and Ralph, our guests, later.
and you please
tomorrow.
like the page of On Point as well. We'll get there will be so many events. They're gonna bring it to Cebu, hopefully, right?
Yeah, they
So,
already
yes.
have one more. Right? Oh yeah, this gets
So-
the big picture.
So yes, please join as well the community. We're building the community. We're growing, slowly growing. We're having so many insights there with the people, and so many great things are coming. So yeah, be there, like our page, give us a review on iTunes, YouTube, or everywhere, right? Twitter,
Spotify, especially. A lot of people are listening to us
please,
on Spotify.
go
Thank you.
and subscribe.
All right.
Right.
Let's go. Goodbye. This has been Joe.
This is Dave, and this is Hector.
Saying goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.